What's up, Corona Crew? Welcome back. Hopefully y'all are doing well today. We're back at it for another live stream today. Hopefully the audio is a little louder. I made sure my mic was up this morning. But yeah, we're back. Our trade from yesterday pretty much went to target 2, almost target 3 this morning. It had to hold it for a pretty long time. We kind of jumped out around target 1 as that was kind of we were starting to see the chart to look like it was about to flip, but you know, of course, it went down to 2 and almost to 3. So if y'all were in that and held that, then good on you. Great trade for you. Let's see, when did we hit target 2? We hit target 2 around 2 o'clock this morning for us here in Texas, so about 2 o'clock Central Standard Time. But yeah, not too bad of a trade. Even pulling it here, we made about a little over 1-to-1. So yeah, 1.5 to 1, not bad. Yeah, looking to find another one today. Just looking at it this morning, it's looking like we probably will get a little longer of, or sorry, not a little longer. We're looking to get maybe more of a long today. There is some shorts that are possible, but they are what we call a death zone, so it's not really very likely that we're going to get those. More likely that we'll get those longs. And we'll have to set up the charts to see for sure. But yeah, jump into it here. Got some coffee again this morning. All readied up, ready to go. All nice and tasty. Got a little bit of pecan coffee today, so pretty nice. I'm going to go ahead and shut down this indicator here and just take off our trade for yesterday. Y'all seen it, y'all know what it's like. You know, we made some dough yesterday. Hopefully y'all were able to tag along, or you decided to tag along with us. We were definitely pretty excited when we pulled our trade off. Always nice to get a winner. Been pretty tough the last couple weeks for our system, last 1 or 2 weeks. So yeah, I mean, even the beginning of this week is pretty tough. So getting a nice winner is always appreciated, even if it's only a T1, you know. But yeah, let's jump on over, see what Kubrota's got on the website. See what we can get into. Oops, I didn't do that. Alright, so this is what we're looking like. No trade on BTC today is what it looks like. We're looking more into Ethereum and Solana today. If you're not really into trading those, if you're only into Bitcoin, then unfortunately today is just not your day for Bitcoin. There is a possibility to some downside here on a jailbreak to the downside, so maybe we will flip to the downside, you know. Maybe that's what this is telling us. But these two are also pretty heavily to the upside, so it's really up in the air, I guess. We'll have to kind of look at the chart and see what happens. We'll set up Bitcoin though, just to get it set up, see what it looks like. So we'll copy that data there right behind me. Can't really see it, but there's a little data button. You go ahead and click copy that, head back to our trading view screen here, and we'll open up our indicator. Just go ahead and drop it in there, and that's what it would look like. It is looking more like a downside for BTC. I mean, you're probably like, how do you know that? It looks about the same as anything else. Basically, what I'm reading is whenever I throw the lines on there, I'm looking for where's the 30-minute range and where's the predator candle forming. So first off, that 30-minute range is going to be these dashed yellow lines on our indicator. You could also mark the 730 candle. So if you go back to 730 and mark the high and the low of the candle, that's what you'll get. Ours are based off spot because we found them to be more accurate. So if you do mark the perpetual one, it will be a little off. Not a huge deal. It's just that's kind of some stuff I guess we put into the system. But yeah, we got our channel marked down here. So that's 30-minute range, and typically what we look for is that 30-minute range to be closer to wherever we're looking to go. So if we're looking to go to the upside, you want to see the 30-minute range around the upside, because I mean, partially it's because, you know, you want your stop to be under the 30-minute range. Well, it depends on which way you're trading, but if you're going up, you want it to be under the low, and if you're going down, you want it to be under or above the high, I guess. So essentially right now, if we were going to take a long, our long would have to be super long, stop wise. We'd have to be way like this on our stop. So even if we just took it up to here, we're still not even making a 1-to-1. So that's part of the reason. And then same thing with the predator lines. You want them to be pretty close to the bottom here. But the main part of the reason is just that over the course of kind of looking at it and seeing what happens is typically wherever these line up is typically which way you're going to see it go. It's just something we've kind of noticed. It's something we're still kind of like watching, seeing, testing, I guess you could say, just seeing kind of what happens, as we know it's down here, but is it actually going to break down, or is it going to try to break up? I don't know. And that's where we're kind of testing it, seeing if it's really something to be watching for. But overall, I would say just based off the tests we've done before, I would say this is more likely to go down today. And obviously that makes sense just with the gaps and stuff on Bitcoin, but we'll have to see what the other charts say as well. So we'll head on over to Solana and get that one set up next. Solana's trade didn't really play out. You never really got a breakdown until right now. You could have pulled it off at target 1. Ethereum didn't run quite as far as Bitcoin, but you could have got a target 2 out of it as well. Like I said, we pulled ETH at target 1 as well. Didn't end up getting into Solana. I didn't, at least. I believe Spirit Maker did, and he ended up pulling it like right around break even or so. So nothing too crazy. Looks like Terry's here, so good morning, Terry. Welcome in. But yeah, let's get Sol set up. Let's see what it says on the chart. So we'll head back to Kubota.com. We'll grab our data from here and we'll throw it into our chart. Oops, not the black screen. So we'll open up our indicators, grab the command, and throw it in there. There we go. So it looks like Solana's already starting to break down below our breakdown line. Interesting there. We do have a little bit of a gap to the upside for possible jailbreak, but for Solana, this gap is not big enough. Is essentially what it's essentially what the radar is telling us. That's why it says death zone too tight. We have the makings of a jailbreak trade, but since it's so tight for Solana and ETH, and you might be like, what, it's over 0.5, but basically what we found is only Bitcoin really has that 0.5. Solana and ETH have their own. Don't know off the top of my head, but I just know that they have their own. We have programmed it into here. So right now, yeah, it's too tight. We can't really jump into that. So unfortunately, we're just looking at that Bitcoin trade if it starts to go down. Could these break down? Absolutely, but the system's not telling us to take them, so we just are going to stay away from those today if we do end up breaking down. We'll go ahead and grab the Ethereum data while we're here. Head back to our charts, go to ETH, and we'll set up this chart as well. Also looking pretty nice to the downside. Did break out as well already, so more than likely you're going to see Bitcoin break out here pretty soon, just based off of these two already breaking out. Definitely looking at more of a downside. Could not be a very long downside. Maybe we'll come down to around 2,000 for ETH. We'll see for Bitcoin. We'll go ahead and get the Bitcoin chart set up. I'm not sure if the trade's actually... Okay, it is going to be on here. So we got our trade on here. We'll go ahead and copy it. We'll head back to our screen. I was just wondering, you know, possibly that the trade wouldn't be on there because of it not being highlighted on the main menu, but it is on there. All right, so this is our trade for today. This is what we're looking at. Target 3 is at 65. We got target 2 at 66.8, and then target 1 is at 67,700. Looking at the market yesterday, I believe we were kind of targeting or thinking that we could target that 65 level. So there's a possibility we do drop down there. Always, we're going to recommend target 2. That's just the most accurate one. That's the one that hits most of the time. Just because, like I always say in the live stream, is that you got the gap here between the between the breakout line or breakup line and the breakdown line. And if we draw that and draw it down, then you'll see that the target is for sure that target 2. And that's just based off of math, you know, like it's like, oh man, it lines up. But if you really look into it, the math makes complete sense why the target would just kind of sit there right at the pull. So yeah, overall, that's what we're looking for the target to, or the trade to do most of the time. So if we were to take this, that's where we'd be looking. It is a jailbreak trade though. So, and by jailbreak, if you're looking at the chart now, I don't care what makes it a jailbreak. Basically what a jailbreak is when the support and resistance, depending on which way you're trading. So if you're trading to the upside, you're looking for that resistance. If you're looking to the downside, you're looking for the support. So for this trade, we're looking for that support line. If it's below the breakdown line, then that's called what we call a magnet trade. So we're looking for the trade to come down and hit whatever that support is. If it's above though, like it is today, and then that's what we call a jailbreak trade. And essentially what that means is that your support is kind of out of the way. So once we get that breakdown here, we don't really have a lot of support or anything to kind of hold us up. That doesn't mean there's no support. That just means that by the logic of our system, there's less support. So we have a lot of room to kind of break down. Typically, these are the ones that you'll see break down past target 1, target 2, all the way to target 3, maybe even beyond sometimes, depending on how the trade kind of forms and how it plays out. So I don't know. It's kind of interesting. We'll see how this plays out today. As of right now, there's not too much really happening on Bitcoin, and it looks like we're kind of breaking up a little bit, maybe testing our top of our 30-minute range, and then we'll come back down. I don't know. Maybe we won't even get to trade today. Maybe we'll kind of trade sideways. Honestly, that's what it's kind of been doing the last couple weeks. Is you'll get a little bit of a nice setup in the morning, and then it'll end up kind of just chopping around all day, or maybe it'll start to break out and then really nothing for the day. So we'll see what happens here. We got about another minute or so on that candle, so we'll see what happens when we get that close. Right now, I would say Predator looks pretty good on the Predator candle, which is this 8:30 to 8:45 Central Standard Time candle. You can go ahead and switch the time frames to whatever you want, but I'm going to say most of the time for our Central Standard Time here in Texas. But yes, this is our 8:30 to 8:45 candle. Not sure what it is for any of y'all. I believe, depending on where you're at in the U.S., it could be like that 6:30 candle all the way up to being like a 9:30 candle, I believe. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. You'll have to just decide what it is. You could use UTC too. If you use UTC, it's going to be that 13:30. So like 1:30 candle, 1:30 to 1:45 if you're using UTC. All right, there's that close. Didn't end up breaking our stop, even though we don't have the trade on yet, but didn't break our stop. So interesting there. Yeah, basically now we got all our stuff set up. We're ready to go. All we got to do is sit around and wait. When that trade fires off eventually, then we'll jump into it. And, it could go either way. We're not really we're not being particular in any way. Now, if I was going to venture to guess which way it's going to go, I would definitely be leaning more towards that downside for today. However, the way our system works, we're not going to call it until we see either the breakdown or the break up after the 845 candle. So we got our 845 candle. All three charts have it on there. They're all ready to either break down, break out. We'll see which way they go. But like I said, too, the trades are only set up for the upside on Ethereum and Solana, and then Bitcoin has a downside trade. So we'll see which way we would like to trade. Who knows? Yeah, that's kind of the thing for today. So let me know if you have any questions or comments. Yeah, interesting today that we're going to get another downside trade. I guess it makes sense. We'll see what happens here. Yeah, just shoot me a question if you guys were confused by anything or needed me to go over anything again. But yeah, overall, that's kind of the trade for today. That's what we're looking for. Got that short jailbreak trade happening right here. That's what we're looking for. And yeah, these are our targets, so we'll see which way we go. And we can throw the trade on there just to make it look a little cleaner. Do a little short position here. Take the trade to 2 there. That's what we're kind of looking at there. It's going to be the trade of the day, I guess you could say, in terms of what we're looking at. Yeah, I don't know. Could break up here, could break down here. I don't know. We'll kind of be watching it. We'll probably be on here till around 9:15ish. We'll see if we get the breakdown. We'll stay on a little longer, but if it's kind of just chopping sideways around 9:15, we'll close it out. We'll let you all watch it for today. And then, we'll be back here on Tuesday. Check it out. I'm sure we'll go cover it in the recap if we do end up being able to take a trade. Or, sorry, not the recap, but our daily video. If we do take that trade, tomorrow's video will cover that, show it off, probably talk about it a little bit, talking about the overall trend, stuff like that. So, yeah, speaking of which, if you guys are interested, we do have a video coming out here at 10 o'clock, just our daily video. It kind of covers, like I was saying, yesterday's trade. Also, price action yesterday talks about how our system worked, what we were looking for, things that we might have noticed or thought of when we were taking the trade throughout the day, or just looking at the charts throughout the day. A lot of good TA knowledge in there, a lot of little golden nuggets, I guess you could say, in terms of, yeah, just knowledge and wisdom when you're trading. So yeah, check that out if you guys are interested in learning a little bit more about trading or just diving into something like that. Yeah, but that should be coming out here at 10. Yeah, and I mean we got videos covering on that. So if you guys, or sorry, what am I saying? That's coming out at 10. Yeah, so check that out. Yeah, we'll see how today is. I don't know. This week has not been too great lately on the system. You know, it's pretty sideways chop. Nothing crazy. Yeah, overall, I would say this is the trade of the day. There's the possibility, though, we break up, like I was saying. Typically, though, you'll see ETH and Sol front run Bitcoin, and right now they are not running up, and Bitcoin is trying to push up. You'd see the last candle, we kind of had a little bit of a push up, and then this one, we're kind of falling off here. Same thing on Sol. Bitcoin, though, is trying to fire out of here. So I guess the question is more of, is Bitcoin going to try to pull everything else with it today, or are we going to see it return around and Bitcoin and ETH will lead the way down? And that would be my guess that I would venture, just based off of how TA's kind of played out this morning. I would say Bitcoin or ETH and Sol are both you're gonna see them start to drop down here and continue down, and we'll see. Wow, those are some weird targets. It's an old trade. We'll see them break down here. Take my trade off here too. There we go. Yeah, pretty interesting on Ethereum. There's been this little zone down here that we've been kind of watching, 2000 around there, since I think it could have been before yesterday, but definitely yesterday we were looking at it. We were actually like, thinking maybe it will target this, because that's definitely a target for the downside. Didn't ever come down to here, so there is a possibility that Ethereum will run down to there today, as Bitcoin and Sol more than likely are going to as well, and we'll see it kind of come down and hit this resistance zone. Speaking of zones, we should check out our Bookmap and see what we got today. One thing to note about yesterday as well is that we did have a little bit of news that came out in the middle of the day. So if we check out the charts, in terms of Bitcoin, I don't remember where it is. Sol, though, you can tell Sol is like right here. So I guess right after we started our trade, when we kind of ran up here, because I believe we took it up here somewhere, kind of ran up. This run up was actually from news. So we had an FOMC meeting yesterday, which you don't really need to know what that is. You just need to know that it is something that does affect the crypto market. So we were kind of down. News came in. It was actually good news. So we ended up seeing a little bit of a long start forming, seeing a lot of volume come into the charts. break up. Still really hit hard with a break all the way back up and above your entry zone, and then we ended up breaking back down afterwards. News kind of cleared out. We still technically had news till 1:30, but we were already kind of showing signs of breaking down by then. Continued down. But yeah, just interesting. Did definitely affect the market there. And we ended up getting out right around here somewhere. So yeah, not too bad of a trade yesterday, but there was definitely some news. So interesting there. We'll go ahead and open up Bookmap here, see where we're at. Looks like we got a little bit around 66, a little bit around 69. Oh no, 67 or so. A little bit around 69 as well. And this is on perp, so this is going to be our perpetual one. Not quite as accurate from what we found. Still worth looking at, but not quite as accurate as the spot one. And you can see that spot has a big zone right here. Can't even really see it's behind me, but yeah, there you go. There's a big zone right here around 65,000, and you know there's some more down farther. One real big around 60, one around 55, and there's always going to be those zones. We typically use this basically telling you where the orders are at for the day. So essentially what they do is they take the order book and they kind of map it out on a chart, and that's what we're looking at here. So we got some different levels that we can kind of look at. We got some at around 68, some at 67. That 65, a little over 65 level is definitely a big level for today. That's the one we're looking at. So there's just a lot of orders down there is what it means. And typically what you'll see is price action will come down and try to take out the orders. Now, it's not always perfect because, you know, you can have orders below, you can have orders below, above. There's obviously some at 60, some at 55. There's some even at 45 or 42.5. I don't know, 40 something. That doesn't mean that we're going to drop all the way down here and get it. What that means is just like, well, all it means is that there's orders there is really all it means. More than likely, we're going to see price action come down. We think today, just based off TA and stuff. And we're basically looking at this to kind of confirm targets. So we know that the target that we have is around 65,500-ish. So if we're looking down here, we're like, all right, target 3 is plausible. There's definitely something there. It's been there since yesterday, actually. So there's definitely room to break down. And that's what we're looking at when we look at Bookmap. And you know, there's other targets too. So that 67,000 level, I believe that was our second target. If we go look at our chart, a little under 67, but around that 67 level is that target. And you know, it's hard to be accurate with Bookmap either because go back to it. Back to it here. You know, it's right at 67. I guess 66 is down here. So, yeah, we could spike through, though, and kind of hit it. We could even spike way down here, hit the 65, and bounce back up. And a lot of times that's what you'll see is when you spike into a lot of orders, kind of like this, is you do one of two things. So you either spike down, you hit it and bounce back up, or you'll spike down, hit it, and then it'll kind of give you more power and you'll continue down even farther. More than likely what I would say is if we hit that 65 level, we're going to spike back up. When you see this spike down in continuation, it's more of something like maybe like that 67,000 level where there's a lot more down below you, and you kind of come down, maybe like take a second, break through it, and when you break it, it's like you break the resistance, so then you just drop hard down to the next one. And sometimes it's not quite as drastic as I'm making it sound, but yeah, that's basically what we're looking at. It's just confirming if our targets are good. So 65 is looking very plausible. So there's definitely a room to come down to the target 3. Now, is that a guarantee? Definitely not. It's just something to look for. It could mean target 2 is more likely than, more likely, because we got that big red, or big, I've heard it called big red, but we got big resistance right here at 65,000. So we'll see what happens. Who knows? We do have to get that breakdown first, though, like I was saying. So if we don't get that breakdown in the next 15 minutes or so, we'll just let y'all watch the trade and we'll end it out for today. It looks like we have a couple more people joining us. Dawson's here, Kathleen's here, so welcome in. Good morning to y'all. Terry said make sure you hit those likes today. So make sure you hit the thumbs up on your screen. Really helps out our channel. We actually recently just hit 100 subscribers, so pretty cool, if you ask me. But yeah, I guess what all that to say, if you're not subscribed already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you like our content, really helps us push videos out to more people, gets us into the algorithm, and helps us to get seen more, and also just reach out to more people and help kind of people learn TA and learn how to use the system, and yeah, hopefully just help people get to financial freedom is really what our goal is. But yeah, if you're not subscribed already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And like Terry said, hit the likes, hit the bell notification if you're looking to catch more of our videos. Like I said, we do have a video coming out at 10. We have one coming out tomorrow at 10, one coming out Saturday. We don't post anything on Sunday, but we will be back next week with some more videos, more lives, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all at 8:30. So yeah, if you're looking to stay on top of crypto, our channel is definitely the way to go. And we even do live trading, so pretty cool, right? Well, semi-live trading, I guess. We talk about the trade and discuss it live. We talk about when we'd be entering and all of that. So again, not for any kind of financial advice or anything, but yeah, we do try to help educate people and show off our system. Got some coffee today. Always good. Coffee just helps you trade. You can sit here and sip it, stare at the markets. Always nice. Gotta put the lid on mine today. I don't want to spill it on my desk, so got the lid on there now. I always have to take the lid off though at first to kind of let it air out a little bit, let it cool off, so it's not so piping hot. I don't want to burn my tongue drinking my coffee while I'm trying to trade. Always want to let it cool off a little bit before you take a drink. Let's see what we got on the other charts. Looks like Solana, or at least ETH, is still not running. We still got 3 pretty pitiful candles right here on the chart. Solana is actually showing some room to jump down. Bitcoin is starting to jump as well, so interesting here. Maybe we're going to see these start to pull the chart down. They definitely have not climbed like Bitcoin has been trying to. I mean, you see Bitcoin came down, hit this, and then tried to climb out of it with 3 nice green candles. However, with Solana and Ethereum, we kind of started that climb and then we kind of just froze and went sideways. Solana did the same, started to climb, froze, went sideways, and now we're starting to get that breakdown. A little wicks through, but we never really started to see more of an uptrend here on Solana and ETH. And like I was saying before, that's an indicator that Bitcoin's going to continue down here. So yeah, we're looking for that breakdown, that continuation down. We just are waiting for that breakdown, really. We want to see the chart come down and close on the 15-minute below this green line we have here at 69,100. If we get that, our system says we enter on the next candle. So we get to close below, enter on the next candle. You could be like, well, why didn't you enter here then? We got to close below, entered here. You do have to wait till after 8:45. So this is our predator candle. Basically, this is when the New York session starts. So we want to make sure that we're out of it before that happens, or not into that before it happens, because you'll see volatility kind of kick in because there's bots and people are sitting down at their computers. You got like all sorts of stuff kind of coming in and starting happening right there. So you want to make sure you're not caught in that like liquidity spike either way. And we just found it to be more accurate to wait. And I'll be honest, like sometimes there is some trades that you miss just because the chart starts to fire before that predator candle does. And when that happens, you know, it's just how it is. Those are few and far between, pretty rare. So we're not super like, I don't know, jumping on top of that, I guess, in terms of how it goes. We just wait. If we don't get in, we don't get in, you know, that's how the system works. You know, basically what we say a lot is no trade is a good trade. You know, if your system is telling you not to get in and you don't take a trade, then that's a good trade. Yeah, I mean, the only thing you really can do that's a bad trade is not trading with your system. So if you're going to take the trade just because you want to jump in, then that would be a bad trade. Or if you're not taking the trade when the system's telling you to take the trade, then that's also a bad trade. Pretty simple when you put it that way, I guess. But it is hard to do. I'll admit it. It's hard to I don't know, stay consistent, I guess, in the just trading the system. Especially when you start to learn a little bit, because then you're like, oh man, I'm getting good at TA. Like I can read this, and like when your system's firing, like you're right on top of it. You're on fire. Like everything you say about TA is like working out for you, and you're like, oh man, I'm just really good at TA. And so then next time you're like, okay, well I think it's gonna break down here based off of blah 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 blah. And so you're like, yeah, I'm just gonna take this even though the system hasn't fired. And that's when you're gonna get screwed. It's just how it works. You gotta have your system kind of behind you when you're doing TA. There's no real just being able to read it, I guess, like that. Yeah, that's what you want to stick to. Stick to your system and you'll be good. Looks like we're starting to get a little bit of breakdown. It could take a while. Could be around 10 that we see the candle finally get down there. It could also spike down, and we'll see it at 9:30ish somewhere. I don't know. Like I said, though, we need to come down and break that green breakdown line and get a close below, and then we'll take that trade to the downside. Terry said coffee's good. Oh yeah. Yep. Love our coffee. Best is any kind of coffee with some like nut flavor in it. Like today we got pecan coffee. Real good. Real good. Some of the best coffee. Pecan coffee. I don't know what it is, but any kind of nut coffee, it always tastes good. Had a couple of different ones. HEB here in Texas actually has a decent amount of like kinds you can try. Like they have their own, which their the Texas Pecan is actually their brand of coffee, but they also have like a whole like little thing you can get coffee from like all over. So sometimes it's fun to try. You know, fun to mix it up a little bit. We actually make cold brew as well a lot of during the summer, really, when it's a little warmer. But man, some of those coffees make some pretty good cold brew. It's interesting though. Like you'd think There's some that are like good hot but not good cold, and there's other ones that are good cold and not good hot. Like, I don't know. It's weird. Like you'd think coffee, you know, it's the same, like it wouldn't taste any different, but no. There's definitely some. The pecan one does taste good in cold brew too, but there's one that we get in at Costco actually. I don't know if they have it anywhere else, but it's like roasted in Austin, and the beans, like, they smell good, and if you put it in cold brew, tastes pretty good. But if you put it in a hot coffee, oh man, it is not good at all. Like, I don't know what it is, but it just does not taste good. So I don't know. It's just a weird thing. I guess how it brews just makes it that much different. Maybe it could be just due to it being hot versus cold. I don't know. But there's definitely a difference in what beans you get in terms of cold or hot. Texas pecan is good in cold brew. Oh yeah, the Texas backyard at Costco. Yeah. There is one at Costco that's Texas pecan too. That one's pretty good too. That one's a little sweeter than HEB. I don't know what they do to it, but definitely has more of a sweet flavor to it than HEB's does. The main reason we get HEB's just because they come in pods, so you can just easily throw them in our Keurig. But we'll get the other one for cold brew specifically because it comes. You have to get beans if you're gonna get. If you're gonna make cold brew, you have to have beans or get grinds. Beans are preferred, I guess, but you could use grinds too. And then you have to make it yourself. Whereas if you're gonna do hot, we just use a Keurig. We did for a while. We did like a more fancy coffee. We'd actually like grind our coffee in the morning, put it on the. We had like a filter and some different things, and we'd basically do like I guess it's pretty basic. We'd do like a pour over, but we were all getting fancy about it. We'd like boil water on the stove and get it all. Like grind the beans right there, then pour it into our pour over thing. Kind of take the boiling water, pour it in there. Even steam our milk and stuff. I mean, not gonna lie, it was pretty good, but it's just a lot of effort goes into it, you know. Keurig's just a lot easier to handle. We're getting a little bit of a breakdown here, starting to kind of come down, testing that support line. There's a possibility we'll continue to break down here. We'll see. Yeah, it's crazy the weather, how it's been lately. I mean, we were out on Sunday getting our pool ready, and then the next day is like 32. I think it's warming up now though, so maybe we'll be back out ready to jump in the pool. Maybe we'll even be looking at getting in the pool this weekend. Looks like it's supposed to be around 90 or so this weekend, so yeah, could be pretty nice. Who knows? About to break that resistance line there. Or support line, sorry. Yeah, this is kind of the boring part of trading, you know. You're just waiting around, waiting for your system to play out. Could get antsy, I guess. I don't know. At the beginning, it's a lot harder to control your feelings and stuff like that, especially it's account size too. Like the account size does affect a lot of that. The more comfortable you get with your account, the easier it is to kind of just sit and wait and hang out and not have to worry about it too much. But yeah, we're just hanging out though. It's about 9:15 now. We'll see if we can get it broke in this candle. We'll hang out for a little bit longer. I'm thinking we actually might break it here, and then we'll be looking at taking that trade down. Yeah, who knows? Got Diesel over here sleeping on the ground. He likes to be my trading buddy. Whenever we're looking at trades, he likes to hang out. Take a little nap. Take a nap while we wait. Baxter likes to run in and out of the room. Yeah. This is when it's boring, you know, just hanging out, chillaxing. We'll probably be changing up the stream playlist a little bit pretty soon here. Switch it up maybe for the new year. I know it's already been a couple months since the start of the new year, but might as well jump, start to get that. But I think it's just time to switch it up, change it up, see what else we can find. Maybe see if there's some better songs or anything like that. The hardest thing is finding songs that we can actually use here on YouTube. A lot of the music and stuff like that is like copyrighted and whatnot, so we can't actually have it in our videos. So you have to find royalty-free music, and that's kind of a bear. I guess it's not too bad. There's places you could pay to have music. The issue for us is that we'd prefer not to pay for it. So finding free music, I guess, free royalty-free music, it's not as easy. YouTube does actually have like a little playlist, or not playlist, like audio library, I guess you'd say, and that's pretty decent. Depending on what you're looking for, I guess. There's a lot of music in there, but there's not a lot of like certain kinds, I guess. I think it's like people can make them and upload them, I'm pretty sure is how it works. So like there's some artists that like do a ton, and there's some that are just like one hit wonders kind of thing. They only throw one up there, and then maybe I guess they decide that they don't want to do royalty free music. I don't know, maybe they make something off of it. I don't if people use it a lot, I don't know. But yeah, that's normally what we use is the YouTube one. There's other websites too that have it, just haven't I don't know. The hard thing is like you gotta make sure it like actually is royalty free, because it'll say that on stuff and then it won't be royalty free. So you just gotta make sure it actually is, and you're actually like, you're getting into the stuff that you can get into, you know. A little bit of a breakdown here. Another 10 minutes or so on this candle. Get the breakdown. Yeah, I don't know. What's Ethan Soul doing? Got the breakdown here on Soul. Technically, this is the entry. No trade today, but if we were looking at a trade today on Soul, you would have gotten the close there. Now you're entering here. Ethereum's the same way. We got the close below. Now we're entering here. No trade though as well on Ethereum. No trade to the downside. There's a trade to the up, but it's not looking like we're going to go up. So we got the trade here on ETH and Sol. So we'll see what happens here with Bitcoin. More than likely, we're going to see it come down to and close. Then we'll take it down and see what happens. But yeah, it's just going to be a little while coming, it sounds like. So got another 8 minutes on this candle. We could do it in this candle. If we get that close, we'll be jumping in on the next candle. So 9:30 candle starts, we'll be jumping in if we get to close below. If not this candle, then we'll just wait till the next one, you know. It's just what we're gonna do. We'll just hang out and wait. Candle to candle. Just hope that it goes down and closes below your breakdown line. Yeah, pretty boring. Pretty boring to hang around like this. Here we go. Oh man. Getting close now. We're almost to our predator line. There could be some resistance at the predator line. We could like hold it for a second before we break down below it. But again, we're not too worried about it because we still have another 7 minutes before we can enter this thing. So we're not rushing it. We're just gonna hang out. Preferably, if it's gonna get down there, I would like it to close below, obviously on this candle. But yeah, that's just because, you know, like if it doesn't close on this candle, then we have to wait another 15 minutes. But and like, I don't mean like, oh man, we have to wait another 15 minutes. I mean like, if it closes like right above the breakdown line and then the next one opens, it could like just keep running down and then we can't get in until the candle closes. So that's what I mean by that. Just there's a lot can happen in 15 minutes. So I'd prefer that in the next 6 minutes or so we break down and close below if we're going to do it anytime soon. Or I guess next candle we kind of maybe break down and just kind of hold around that right around the breakdown line, like right below it. That way our entry is nice. Well, maybe we won't get that breakdown this time. Like right around this candle. Oh. Are you all pretty excited to get into this trade? watching and waiting. Just drooling over the trade. We'll see what happens. See what happens. Yep. Patience is virtue. Just hang around and wait. Yep. Got another 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes or so. Coming down there, getting close. Kind of the time on the stream, you just kind of chill out, listen to the music, enjoy the breakdown, enjoy the chart show. That's what's funny too. Like when you're trading, you have like, I mean, I guess, I don't know, like 10% of the time you're in like this like high stakes like breakdown or like whatever, just trade, I guess, in general. High stakes trade, and then like 90% of the time you're just staring at the candles and doing nothing, like sitting around, you know, taking it easy, and then just boom, get in, and it's like high stakes for, well, really just the entry. On our system, it's not as high stakes either. I mean, you kind of take it and then kind of just hang out, watch. I mean, you still gotta watch, but it's not so like, you know, blood pumping, like craziness. It's just, you just get in and hang out until it goes either up to your stop or it continues down to the target. I don't know what they're doing down the street. That construction is still going on. They got all the, we don't have sidewalks here in our neighborhood, but we have like these like drain things, and they have like, well, one house has like two sides of the house where the drains are. They have like it all ripped up, like it's not even there anymore. And it's only like a certain section of it. And then on the other side of the road too, they have the same thing in front of one of the other houses, just all ripped up too. All right, here we go. Getting a little bit of a breakdown below the predator line now. A little bit farther. All right, we should throw this trade into our thing, get it all ready. If y'all haven't already done that. Again, just educational purposes only. All right. Let's see. Almost there. Oh man, didn't close below. Then we gotta wait 15 whole minutes. 15 whole minutes before we get to close below. Oh man, we were getting all excited, didn't even get it. Pumped down, closed right on the line. Man, didn't I say that earlier? I was like, man, if this happens, then it will suck because then we gotta wait. Yeah, more waiting. That's trading though. Gotta learn patience if you're gonna trade. Part of the fun. Man, my nose has been pretty stuffy today. But not like in the where it normally is stuffy. It's like in the back. Oh boy. 13 whole minutes, and we can see what happens here. 13 whole minutes. Man, I was all excited. I was like, oh man, here we go. We're going to get in. Oh man, even ETH and... Oh no, not Sol yet. But ETH close below its predator line. So that's a pretty good sign that ETH at least is going to continue down. Solana got a little bit more here before we get to close below. We have closed twice though below our predator line, so that is, or sorry, not our predator, our breakdown line. So that's a good thing. Same with Ethereum, closed twice below. Always a good thing. That's actually our older system. We actually would wait for 2 closes and then we'd get in on the retest. So this is almost picture perfect here on that trade. 2 closes and come up, get in technically. Yeah, we still got a little bit more though before we can call this a trade to jump into. Yeah, boring part of the stream, I guess. You know, it's always more fun on the stream when you jump in. It's like barely enough time for that 8:45 to start, and then it just bam hits your entry. You jump in on like 8. Well, technically I guess 9, but you jump in at like 9 o'clock, boom, and you just take the trade around. We would already been in the trade for 30 minutes, but you know you don't want to be rushing the trade. If the trade's not set up, you don't want to be jumping into it. That's when you get wrecked. That's where it's not fun either. Because then you jump in, and instead of going the way that you want it to, it ends up going the opposite way, and then you're all mad, and you're like, why did I take that? Still looking like more pull down on Solana and Ethereum than there is on Bitcoin. So still looking for some more breakdown here. Looking for that close below. Then we'll be jumping in. Coffee, coffee, coffee. Always tasty. Yeah. One thing I'm gonna have to figure out too with the playlist is maybe I could actually listen to it now. They did like an update to the software we use to stream, and it's looking like maybe I could listen to it, because last time I tried it, for some whatever reason, it would always turn off the audio for everybody else and then put it in my head. And like, there's like 3 options. There's one you can do just you get to hear it, and then there's one where just the stream gets to hear it and you don't, which is what we have on right now. And then there's another option where basically you both get to hear it, but even like that one and the one where only I get to hear it, that's the only, like, all they would do is I would only get to hear it and everybody else wouldn't. So I don't know, maybe it'll work now. I have to try it out, test it out. You know, we could probably do that, I guess, while we're waiting. Let's see. Gotta remember how to do it. See if we can get it. Do. All right, can you guys still hear the music? Let me know in the chat. Yeah, because if I could listen to the same music, it'd make more sense. Because then you could actually be like jamming out with everybody. Whereas normally I just have my music on, and I'm jamming, and then I'm like, I wonder if their music's boring. Never know. Another 7.5 minutes, and we'll see what happens here. Pretty nice little wick on the top side of this candle, showing some downside pressure. Ethereum and Sol are both looking for some more downside, and breaking below it a little bit. Breaking below. Slowly. Yeah, let me know if y'all can hear the music. Here we go. We're below. We got another 6.5 minutes before we get that close. We'll see what happens here. See what happens. Oh, come on. Another 6 minutes or so, and we can be looking at taking this. Not hearing the music. Yeah, I don't know what it is with that. I don't know why it does that. It's technically... Yeah, technically, like, we should both be able to listen to it, but I don't know. What I could do probably is duplicate that playlist and then listen to one of them and then have the other one playing towards the stream. And they both start at the same time, so I'd be able to hear it that way. Probably be the best way to do it. Yeah. Too bad. Too bad you can't just listen to it. Make it easy. They have it set up in there, so I don't know why. It's weird that it doesn't work. Maybe there's another setting I need to go in and switch on. It's hard too because like it says that it's playing to everybody, so like I don't even know unless I have if I'm on stream, and then I can mess with it, see what people hear. So yeah. Got another 4 minutes, 15 seconds or so. Need that close below. Come on. If we don't get to close below by this candle, we'll close out the stream here. Call it a day. We'll just watch it. We'll let y'all watch it yourselves. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. Another 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Come on. Where's the energy? Want that breakdown. Actually getting quite a bit of volume coming into this thing, but not a lot of drop. Must be all the bulls coming in. Wanting to push us back up. They don't want to drop below this line. They know that when they do, it's game over. Time to go down. Another 2.5 minutes or so. Come on, Bitcoin. Not going to do this to us. We sat around all stream and you don't even get it to get in. Just got to watch it. Yep, you watch it, and then if it doesn't end up happening by... I don't know, I don't really have like a nice time frame. We've been kind of testing that. But, you know, if it's getting a little later in the day, still hasn't dropped down below and closed, then it'd be... I'd probably just stay away from it all day. It could still break down, you know. Seen that this week, especially a lot. A lot of the trades are kind of happening later in the day. But yeah, overall, I would probably just stay away from it, just because I don't know, your setup's kind of falling off as the later you get. So around 12 and on, 12 I would probably have a little harder time. 1 or 2 is probably when I would be like, stay away from this thing. Probably not too excited about jumping in. Another minute or so. I would think it would happen, maybe not this candle, but it'll happen next candle, I would think. Maybe the candle after. We're right there. So unless we start to break up again here, more than likely we're going to see that close below pretty soon here. Just don't want to keep y'all on the stream forever and waste y'all's time, so we won't waste y'all's time. We'll let y'all do whatever it is you like to do when you're waiting for a trade to happen. "15 seconds. Will we get the breakdown? Don't think so. It's a possibility, but probably not. 3, 2, 1. No breakdown yet. We'll see how this candle does. But yeah, thank y'all for coming and checking out the stream. Fortunately, couldn't get any trades on the stream. We'll be watching this one though throughout the day. Ooh, so make sure you throw it on your chart. If you guys want to see it again, go ahead and screenshot this. You could throw it on your chart, see what you think of it. But yeah, we still waiting, so we'll have to wait for a while. Just kind of keep our eyes on this chart. Like we said, that video is coming out here at 10. So if you guys are interested in jumping into one of our videos and just learn a little TA, maybe seeing kind of how we're thinking about stuff, see how the system kind of plays out, see how it works. Those are always real helpful. Yeah, Spirit Maker does those, so go ahead and check those out if you haven't already. Yeah, like I said before, if you are not already, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notifications so you don't miss any of our videos or our live streams. And yeah, thanks y'all for coming. Thanks for your support. Yeah, and we will we'll catch y'all next Tuesday at 8:30. We'll be back here on the live stream. We'll probably talk about this trade if we can. So yeah, hope to see y'all there. Thank y'all for coming. Happy trading to y'all, and we'll catch y'all on Tuesday.